Happy Halloween. It is 2:10 p.m. and I need to try to get my makeup and costume ready so that when my sister comes home from school, we can go trick-or-treating together. I'm actually really happy that I'm getting to go trick-or-treating because I didn't think I was going to be able to go trick-or-treating. In the last video that I posted, I had done all of that costume and makeup because I was under the impression that I was gonna be working by now. I do actually have a part-time job, which I'm super grateful for because it seems like nobody can actually get a job nowadays. But that doesn't start until pretty much next month. So thankfully I have today free so that I can dress up and go trick-or-treating. Do my best to make sure that this video is not super long because I know that the last video that I posted was like 26 minutes and it was literally only because I just talk too much. A lot of people tend to think that because I'm quiet, I don't speak, but I talk. I talk around the right people. We're gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and the inspiration that I have for the eyeshadow is black, basically. For whatever reason, it is like 70 something degrees outside, and to ooh, what the anyway, today is the last day of October and it's 70 something degrees outside. I think it's almost 80 degrees actually. And I just feel like even though it is warm, I still want to maintain the whole dark vibe thing when it comes to my costume and Halloween. So I am determined to not only wear almost all black, but to also have a dark theme for my makeup. This looks very messy, but the thing about blending out colors like blue, black, and other colors that are very pigmented is that you have to be very careful and like precise about how you do it. Otherwise, you're gonna look a little crazy. But I also like to think that your eyeshadow always looks a little crazy in the beginning before you're finished setting everything, blending everything out. So it looks crazy, but this is not the final picture. And it's not just gonna be black eyeshadow. I plan on adding a silverish shimmer shade on top. That's my go-to eyeshadow look. I just add shimmer shades on top of whatever base color I have. And for the most part, it works. To give a little bit of a recap, my Halloween costume is a inspiration and a little bit of a combination of Harry Potter and the anime and manga series Mashal, Muscles and Magic. So basically I'm going in as a wizarding student, which is fun. It's cute, and I am going to be adding the same what looks like a face tattoo that Mashal has in the series. And I am going to take my time to do it this time so that it doesn't look as insane as it was in my other video, because that one was messy. That other video that I did was also so chaotic too. It was a hot mess, but in a good way, and it was also my first time ever really sitting down and recording something for YouTube. So I think that all of that being considered, it went pretty well. I do have more stuff coming when it comes to like videos. I am in the process of trying to film something related to Demon Slayer. I definitely want to do some more Black Butler content because I have posted some Black Butler videos on my main TikTok account where I talk about anime, and I usually get a lot of engagement from people who are in the fandom, and I love that because I feel like Black Butler is one of those series where, like, there are a lot of fans out there, but if you ask people who watch anime, like, oh, like, do you like Black Butler? Have you seen it? People will be like, yeah, like, I've kind of seen it, but, you know, I wasn't a big fan, or I was a little confused. And that's literally all because of the way that they decided to animate the series. So I always try to tell people that if you want, and if you have time, you should read the manga because the manga is really good. And the manga is actually one of the reasons why I became a really big fan a black butler. I feel like I look like a panda. But now I'm going to be using this Bratz eyeshadow palette that my mom got me, I think, early this year. And I think she got this from Walmart. Walmart does have good stuff, by the way. I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, like she got it at Walmart. But they have good stuff if you look hard enough. But I'm going to be using this silver shade. I have used it in the past, as you can see, because it's all touched up and everything. But I'm going to just use my finger and I'm going to put it on my lids. And then if needed, I'm going to take a brush to blend it out. Ooh, this is actually coming out nice. This fits very well with the black eyeshadow. But I was trying to say that I'm surprised that the other palette that I was just using didn't have a silver shade. I thought it would, but thankfully I have this one. I was going to talk about the job market once again, because like I mentioned in my last video, I thought that I would be working this week. That's why I decided to go and film dressing myself up in my costume. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm super grateful for the fact that I did end up getting a job, even though it's only part-time. At least I got something, because I fear that we're heading into a stage now where having a job is a privilege, because nobody really seems to want to hire anybody. And I also hate that, like, anytime you mention that, you're always gonna have that one person in your comments that's like, well, I have a job and apparently the job market is bad. Good for you, but like, that's not the point. The point is, if you talk to a lot of people, like people fresh out of college, people fresh out of grad school, people just looking to, you know, get a job because maybe, you know, they lost their other one, or they got a medical emergency, so they had to take time off from their job. Finding a job is difficult nowadays, and for no reason whatsoever. Oh, well, you just need to write a cover letter. That's really good. You just need to make sure your resume is updated and, you know, all of this stuff. And even if you do all those things, these jobs won't hire. Not to mention, you have all of these ridiculous requirements. Like, you need to have X amount of years of experience. And I'm like, how is somebody who just finished college supposed to have experience in this type of field if they don't get a job? Don't even get me started on this new thing where you have to go through like 2 to 3 rounds of interviewing. Why are we doing that? And then even if you go through those rounds of interviewing, all you get is a message telling you, yeah, like, you didn't get the position, we moved on with somebody else. You should look at our other positions. So thank you for applying. And the new thing now with jobs is ghost jobs, where these companies are literally listing jobs that are not real and putting them on like their website and everything. And we're coming to find out that in some cases they're doing this because they're trying to motivate their current employees to work harder. Typical case of trying to instill fear into the heart of your workers so that they'll work harder. What? That is just so crazy to me. My mom was calling me, so I don't even remember where I last left off. I'm pretty sure I was talking about the job market. But yeah, it's just crazy to me that it's so hard to find a job. And there's always this pushback against Gen Z about, oh yeah, Gen Z doesn't want to work. Gen Z is so lazy. But now that Gen Z is like, hey, I want to work, I actually want a job, it's like, no, we're not going to give you a job. So now I'm just using this e.l.f. product and I'm going to mix it with my foundation. I'm trying to move quickly so that by the time my sister comes home, all we have to do is just let her put her costume on and then, you know, take some quick pictures, and then we're gonna go trick-or-treating. My trick-or-treating basket, I literally got it from the dollar store yesterday because I waited, for whatever reason, I waited until the day before Halloween to be like, oh yeah, I don't have a basket to use for trick-or-treating. But it's okay, because thankfully they still had some baskets. That might be too much foundation. But I really love Halloween. I don't really know why I like Halloween so much. I mean, I guess part of it is like, I love things that are a little spooky and weird and whatnot. I love the opportunity to dress up and just be a different person. And I love, especially because like I live in an area where there are a lot of students, like we have a lot of elementary school and middle school age kids, I love being able to go outside and see what new costumes they come up with every single year. And some of these kids' costumes are really good, to the point where I'm like, how come I didn't come up with something like that? And Halloween is just fun. I love it. It's a great time of the year. It's literally one of my favorite times of the year. And it doesn't matter how old I am, I will always look for an opportunity to celebrate Halloween in some way, whether it's dressing up, trick-or-treating, watching movies. I haven't even been watching a lot of Halloween movies lately. I think I spent probably the latter half of my summer watching horror movies, and well into September too. So I feel like I've pretty much watched all of the different horror movies that I probably would have watched this month alone. And lately I've just been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I did finally start watching Mob Psycho. I don't know if I mentioned that in my other video that I did, but Mob Psycho is pretty good too. I don't really have any strong opinions about the series yet, and it's probably because I'm still early on. I'll probably have to finish season 1 to finally determine how I feel about it. But it's pretty good so far. I definitely want to get back to watching Monster, because Monster was really good. Even though I was only 12 episodes in, it had me hooked. I think it's probably one of the best anime and mangas that you'll find out there that's outside of your typical shonen genre. I really want to get back to watching Demon Slayer again. I love Demon Slayer so much. It's one of my favorite animes and mangas out there. I definitely want to get back to reading mangas again. I have not read mangas in such a long time. Over the summer, and I think even like in the spring, I was reading Princess Jellyfish. I was reading the Apothecary Diaries, which I don't even know if that's back yet, because I remember at some point they said that the creator or the writer got in trouble for like not paying a lot of taxes, and I was just like, that is definitely very, very interesting, to say the least. I was also reading part 8 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think part 8 might be called JoJolion, if I'm not mistaken. And part 8 is really good. I really, really love part 7 a lot. I even own a Gyro Zeppeli poster because he's one of my favorite characters from part 7 of JoJo. I'm just really upset about the fact that it is so warm outside, and it's on the last day of Halloween. And my entire outfit is pretty much black. My top is literally a long sleeve, like black sweater. And it like feels like a sweater too. And how in the hell am I supposed to go outside trick-or-treating and feel comfortable with an all black outfit and this robe on? And I mean, it's just not right. It honestly just irks me so much. That's climate change for you, because, you know, we don't want to do anything to help the planet. Anytime that I go outside, like to hang out with friends, dinner, all that stuff, and I have makeup on, I powder, because without it, there are certain parts of my face that just get so oily that it looks like I'm sweating, and it's like, no, I think it might just be the makeup. I actually struggle a lot with dry skin, so I know that it's not because I'm naturally someone who has oily skin. I like to just basically put some powder underneath the eyes, put some over here too. I just got some over my eyeshadow palette. That's embarrassing. I have to put powder on my face when I have a full face of makeup on, and when I know that I'm gonna be going out, because if I don't, I'm telling you, I'm going to be looking like I'm sweating my makeup off. And I don't even have oily skin either. I actually struggle a lot with dry skin. Or maybe I mentioned that already. The thing about me in recording too, I will talk so much sometimes that I forget that like I already mentioned something already. Now we're gonna take this powder brush and just sweep off all of the powder. Now that that's over with, I think I'm gonna just go on to the mascara, and then we can worry about the face tattoo that I have to do, because Lord knows that last time it looked a little crazy. And I think it was honestly because I used a liquid liner because I don't have any other liner. So a little bit of an L, but it's okay. So I already did the mascara. It probably doesn't even look like I have mascara, but I promise you I do. Now we have to do that tattoo from, I don't even know if it is a tattoo, but it's some type of facial marking that a lot of the characters in the anime and manga series Mashal, Muscles, and Magic have. And they all have different ones, but it's usually somewhere around this section of their face. But I'm going to do the one that Mashal has. Let's hope I get it right. It's not looking too bad so far. I'm afraid that I'm going to get, like, I don't know why, but it's like curving to the side. Maybe I should like hold my face down while I do it. See if that helps. Okay, we're done with the face marking. I feel like I probably should have dragged this a little lower and then gone out, but it's on my face. I don't feel like taking face wipes and trying to fix it up and everything and then having to touch up like my foundation. So it is what it is. Now it's time for the lips, and I'm going to be using either this lip liner or this one. And now it's a matter of what am I gonna be putting on my lips. I have this Maybelline lipstick that I haven't worn in a while, and it's in the shade Burgundy Blush. And then of course I have my Fenty Gloss Bomb. I have this NYX Fat Oil gloss, and then I have this NYX Butter Gloss. And I just don't really know which one would go well with this. I don't think this would go well, this Maybelline lipstick. So I think I'm just gonna go with gloss for the most part. Okay, we're done. I ended up using my NYX Butter Gloss. I can never go wrong with this gloss. I don't care what kind of look I do too. 9 out of 10 times I'm picking this up. Or I'm at least lining my lips up with like brown liner and then adding clear gloss, and that's it. But this is basically what my makeup look has come out to. I'm not going to put any blush or highlighter because I honestly feel like it would just mess everything up. But I am going to go put on my costume. This is what I'm going to be wearing underneath the robe. I'm wearing black pants. I'm wearing this black top, and it's hot outside. I'm agitated. I'm annoyed. I hate that, because why would that even happen? For shoes, I'm debating just wearing flats. I was gonna wear a pair of these purple Mary Janes that I have, but I also want to be comfortable too. But like it would go so well with my costume, but Mother Nature and global warming had other plans for today. I now realize that like my lighting was a little off now, like towards the end of the video, but this is what it looks like with the robe on and everything. But now I have to just figure out what kind of shoes. That is ridiculous. Why would that even happen? My little ring light just went out. That is just, that's ridiculous. That's a sign the video needs to end. But this is my final costume with the robe and outfit and makeup on and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go trick-or-treating as soon as my sister comes home from school. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy Halloween. Stay safe, check the candy, you know, be aware of your surroundings, all that good stuff. And so yeah, bye. So I got back from trick-or-treating a couple minutes ago. Me and my sister went. We did get a lot of candy. This is how much I got. There's more on the bottom, but it was fun. We walked around for like what felt like almost 3 hours. Saw a lot of cool costumes. It was hot. That was the only downside. But I'm very happy that I got to go trick-or-treating this year, especially because I couldn't go last year because I had class. So yeah, happy Halloween, guys.